Hello, my friend. This is your friend Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, speaking in Hampton, Virginia. Let's talk about expectations. By the way, I am a biologist by profession, professor of biology, and founder and president of Fruitful Ministries International Incorporated, an evangelistic and teaching Christian ministry. We work with churches, groups, communities, schools, and everybody who wants to train people in leadership, prayer, evangelism, and especially home, relationships, marriage, family, courtships, and all that pertains to family life. So work with us. I'll give some numbers at the end of this presentation and call the numbers. Okay, let's talk about expectations. All of us have expectations in life. When you send someone to the market or to the store to buy something, there's something you expect, right? So if it comes and it is not exactly that, you may make do with it. But say, no, this is not what I meant. Go and buy this. Or you yourself, you go and buy something. Typically when it is wrapped or in a box, you come and open. So no, I didn't expect this. So you send it back for a refund, go to customer service, and all that. It can be easy, it can be a problem. Sometimes the thing is very beautiful. A beautiful woman, a very handsome man, and all the rest of them. But then the one comes into the relationship, into the home, someone with wonderful resume, looks good, but then can't do the job. She can't be a good wife, he can't be a good husband. And that is a problem. The shoe is beautiful, it's wonderful. Then you want to put it on. When it is big, sometimes you can put something inside, paper inside, and try and put it on and do the best you can. Wear some thick socks or whatever you do. Sometimes it's so big you can't wear it. But when it is small, there is nothing you can do. You can send it to a store where or some expert who can widen it. But in some cases, it is so small and it is sitting there, there's nothing you can do. You can't be holding them, put them under your armpit and show people, these are my shoes. You need to put on those shoes. And it is very painful. The shoe is fantastic. It is great. But you can't just put it on. Or a shirt or a dress is so small, you can't fit into it. What are you going to do? Sometimes it is such that, well, you can make some alterations, some adjustments, but in some cases, there is nothing you can do. It was sewn in such a way that you have to return it. And it can be very painful in life because many divorces, separations, resignations, and all kinds of fights, and people have voted for him this time, next time I won't vote for him. I elected him this time, I won't elect him. I won't let him be on a committee again in this church, in this school, in this organization. I won't appoint him anymore. I won't live with him anymore. I won't live with her anymore. I won't let that family member come anymore. I won't let him spend more than 2 days anymore. I will never lend him anything anymore. He comes to borrow money, forget it. And it goes on and on and on. We have disappointed each other too much in life. And we have become so disappointed ourselves. Sometimes we become disappointed in ourselves. You can't believe something you allowed yourself to do. It can be some dishonesty of some kind, some sexual misconduct of some kind, a fight, some words, altercation, a brawl, and disgraceful exchanges, and lies, and other things on pornography. You can't believe where you are. Is that me sitting in front of this computer or holding my phone and doing this kind of thing in private? I can't believe myself. You see, there are people in prison now. How do you solve all this? In prison now, I can't believe why they are in prison. We know that with the power of God inside you through Christ, your eyes are open. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4, verse 13. You quote it, you think it, you believe it, but you give your heart to the Lord first, and you go on. The Lord helps you. But you must work on yourself. Let me mention that expectations must be based on something. First of all, it's based on what you want, your desires. I want to get out of bed, but something doesn't want me to. Or I don't want to. You see, your desires. I feel hungry. Something is making me feel that I need food in my tummy. My desire, a desire to want to have sex, comes to everybody who grows. And either is going to be in the direction of a rape, a deception somewhere, something pornographic, a masturbation. It can go in the direction of wanting to have a boyfriend, girlfriend, and so many things, adultery and fornication, all kinds of perversions. And then you try to satisfy that desire. I desire to have money. You go into someone's home and you look around, I desire to have that and that. So you tell your husband or wife, or begin to feel that you are being left behind. Or hear someone has got the immigration papers have gone through, things have gone through regarding application, you got a job, got money, and all the rest of them. Ministry prospered, you're surprised you went to the one's church. You heard what he's doing, heard him on the radio, on the television, and you wonder why you are being left behind. Sometimes. So it is your desires brings a lot of expectations. That when I get to this age and I marry and I date and I court and I do this, the desire is making you want something. I want babies, I want girls, I want boys, I want that, I want to be that. See someone singing, one day I want to be like that. I remember when we were in Holland, an American friend and a husband, the husband is British, the woman was American, in our fellowship, in church, under the church board fellowships, and I was leading that fellowship in 1984, 83, 84 in The Hague, Holland, when I was a student in Delft, the place where they discovered the microscope. In fact, the original microscope was in our school. I saw it by Antoine van Leeuwenhoek. It was like a hand lens, a round lens like this with a handle, sitting inside a protected kind of case, you know. And then he had two daughters, and I asked one of them in a chat, what do you want to be? And the answer surprised me. I want to be a star. And I said, what do you mean? Star. Usually those who sing a dance to be a star, everyone knows you and you perform and things. Most are singers, performers, actors, DJs, and in some cases, because of a book presentations, he's an orator, he is a poet, and things like that. But when a lady says so, most of the time it is referring to singing and acting and dancing and things. But you see, he didn't say, I want to dance, I want to sing, I want to act. He said, I want to be a star. That is going to drive you, because central driving force of a person's life, your vision. And the vision which you're pursuing, which took you into the marriage, took you to the place, made you travel overseas, make you relocate, build that house, move to that part of town, stand for elections, and you sometimes have a vision, when I vote for him or her, it's going to be like this for me or for us. So that image is there. So desires. So watch your desires as you go through life, because it's going to shape a number of things, especially your expectations. Secondly, what you actually need. It gets to a stage you really need to marry. You need someone in your life for company. You need to begin to think of having a baby because of your age and all the rest of them. I need education. I need to better my life. I can't go on at this level of a profession. I need to upgrade myself by having a degree, by going to school, learning how to do this and that and that. I really am interested in driving a limousine, or I want to drive a taxi cab, or I want to do New York, they used to call livery. It's an, I think, ordinary car, not a taxi. And then now we have Uber and all the rest of them. I want to be a pilot. I want to be a fisherman. I want to be a farmer. I want to be a CEO of a corporation that deals with computers. I want to be IT, technology. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be an accountant. I want to be a pastor. I want to have a ministry with branches. I want to teach the word. I want to guide people. I want to be a professor. I want to teach. It's like I was teaching in high school and I said, no, you know what? When I go up, I can come down. But when I'm down, I can't go up. So in high school, I can't reach all the top people. That is part of the reason I had a gift for teaching. So I went all the way till I got to PhD. So I can reach my peers and reach everybody up and down, which has helped me because you interact and you rub shoulders with everybody. Okay, so your desires, then your needs. You see, so when you meet the person, know each other's need. Need as a man or woman, but need of this particular lady and this particular gentleman. And through conversation and questions and things, you'll be able to know what the expectations are. Because when you don't meet them, then there's trouble. The third one, what you personally know. When you marry this, when you get into a relationship this, you see, I know that when I go into a good restaurant, I'm going to get food. You see, when I live with my uncle and my this and my that and says, come over, sometimes there are three of them. One is in London, says come. One is in New York, and the other one in South Africa. And there's even a fourth one somewhere in Asia, in China, or Japan, or Canada. And then you choose one. You choose based on what you need. I'm going to study. And there I have this. You think of the scholarship. Who the person is. I'll be okay with him. But with her, And then someone is married, someone is not married. I don't go and live with someone who is single. He won't have time for you. Or someone who is married. Oh, no, I hear that the wife is terrible. And all that. So what you personally know. But when I'm elected into office, and I work in this place, I'm going to sharpen my skills, not only get money, or I'm going to be well paid. When I buy this and I put in the food, it's going to be like this. The fourth is what information you have received through people, what people said, or through the media, your own observations, and then through your reading, as you read, okay, and explore the internet and places, your own information, you see, will affect your expectations. You see, because the information you had now, you got it, is different. You don't want to shop online. The picture looks wonderful. Now I think, oh my goodness, it's so small. And it's not what I thought it was. The color is so bright, after a week it starts fading. Okay? Number 5, what is available? When we first came to New York, as a grad student, my wife was not working yet. And things were tough. When our first furniture and things, we went to Salvation Army. Oh boy. Do you know we had a black and white TV? And then you use your hand to doing that, turning it black and white TV. And to get a stand for it, we didn't have money to buy. So in the Salvation Army shop, we bought, it's actually a drawer. So you can open it, it's a box, but you can open and close. And it served the purpose of being so nice. So you turn the back of it, you don't see it's a drawer, you see a white box. It was nice. It was white, but it was a drawer. I think a drawer belongs a part of another big drawer, whatever it is, or something to sit there and contain something. So our black and white TV was sitting on that box. You see, for quite a while, for over a year and things, and we didn't have money, so there wasn't a rug. That doesn't. I mean, there are people who don't want carpet or rug or something. So it was sitting there. So what you have available became the stand for your TV. You see, what you have available. But if it's a relationship, don't just marry anybody available. Where I am, and I should marry from my environment. We know that. So you're from another country and you marry someone whose culture is totally different. Everything is different. But when you have married 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later, you want to return to your country, or now it is such that to go back is a problem that is when you begin to see it takes more than wings to be an eagle. It takes more than wings. You have to learn to soar and ride on the wind. It takes more than wings to be an eagle. It needs some skills. So don't just take what is available. Sometimes you go and, these tomatoes, that's what is left. The fish, but the fish you have to be careful because if all the rotten ones are left, tomatoes and onions, you can make do with it. Or if it is just some banana, it's okay and things. But some things you need to be careful. All that was left of the fish were the small ones. The big ones, people have bought them. So my expectation about fish and what I want to eat, then you adjust it and adapt and not feel that, oh, so miserable, we can't even enjoy this evening. It's not that you think you haven't eaten because your fish wasn't big. Then you got problem. So if you think your fish is not big in terms of the man or woman or the school or the workplace or what you got, that is when the girls get into fornication and adultery because their dress is not what I want. They just not want to be like people. How do I go to the wedding or the place with this kind of dress? And go to pollute yourself, get into sin, and get into all kinds of things. And you regret for life. You see, because you want to conform to the environment. Expectation. And you can push your husband. One man told me one time, go on the radio. I was in Ghana, Africa. And tell them that some of the girls are responsible for the men running out of the country outside. The expectations are so much the men can cope. So they have to go out thinking they have to get a green grass in Europe, in North America, in Asia or someplace. And then he goes there, you can't join him and say, if you can't join me, then find somebody else. So they should bring down the expectations a little bit. Okay? Not wanting me to be Minister of Finance, the biggest money in town, Minister of Communication, the most expensive mobile phone, Minister of Music, the most expensive sound system, Minister of Transport, the best car in town, Minister of Finance, plenty of money, and Minister of Communication, all kinds of portfolios. You dump them on me, and I have to meet expectations. So I have to steal money, add a few zeros to 100, and then goes on and cheat and do this because I have to do this. And therefore, even in ministry, I have to sell some oil and sell some soup and sell some goat meat and sell some pizza, little pieces, and go and bring some water from somewhere and call it River Jordan and sell and begin to tell them, bless the man of God, and then use all kinds of gimmicks. Yes, you must bless man of God. Yes. So you're blessing me, you haven't sinned, but be very careful how you use that as a condition for the counseling. You see? And then you actually stipulate, pay me $1,000, and the Lord will bless you. And I prophesy and I tell you that, be careful about that one. Because expectations of how it should be. You want to be like somebody, or you want a big ministry, you want to build a 3,000-seater sanctuary. You see, you want to add a school to the ministry. You want to do this and that. And that's all kinds of things. Jesus didn't travel more than 20 miles radius, and he's still the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Just fit into God's plan. The champion knows how to win. God knows what to do with you. The master knows what to do. Okay? So what is that? And then number 6, what you can devise or invent or create, your abilities and capabilities. And this is where a lot of trouble comes. Okay? What you convince your partner that you can achieve. No matter what is available, no matter what you know, no matter the information you get, no matter what the situation is, no matter your needs, this partner, either on the job or in the relationship, in the marriage, as my associate in the ministry, my associate, my vice, my assistant in this organization, my business partner, as a husband or wife, or parent or child, or in-law, or friend, is capable of creating and inventing, make do whatever you have so that it satisfies both of us. But when your selfishness and your bragging and boasting becomes something else, then we got problems. So work on all these and discuss and have the knowledge and take baby steps little by little. Okay? till it grows. Little drops of water will make a mighty ocean. Don't force things ahead of time. And don't create a wrong impression. Finally, you get what we call impression. When people are divorcing, resigning, separating, leaving, going away and things, the impression I had was that. The impression I had was that. I got the impression that. I got the impression. It's the impression we have. We have married, what, 38 years? There was impression about ministry, impression about your beauty, impression about your knowledge about sexuality, impression about you being so-and-so's daughter, so-and-so's son, having been in this for so long. I was secretary of Interhall Christian Fellowship in a whole university. I was the secretary of Scripture Union in a high school. I've preached in so many dozens of schools, all the way single-handed, using pocket money as a student, going around places. I meet people who are bishops, apostles, preachers, mothers, fathers, CEOs, professionals, who said, Dr. Kisseadoo's ministry in the 1970s and early 80s, and he came to my school, came to my fellowship, came here. I became a Christian. Now, I'm married Kisseadoo, and when it comes to Bible and prayer, another thing is something else. So he's good outside, helping people who have grown to be big people, and his own wife, Christ and the church in his house, he can handle. It's very interesting when people have divorced, and it's a wife and 2 children, 3 children. And he's managing a church of 3,000 people, 1,000 people, 800 people. See, he's a CEO of a corporation in 3, 4, 5 big cities, from an FM station to there's a broadcasting station to a company that is producing this and a factory. And this fleet of cars, this transport owner, and this parliamentarian, congressman, congresswoman, congress this, and senate that, and everything, he's not able to do it. No. It's very interesting. They can raise the dead, preach very hot sermons, and be great on the television and the radio, and their books, and their prophecies, and their orations, and their presentations and their speeches, hear them on the radio and places, as that person, Dr. So-and-so, the founder of an organization that helps women and can't help his wife. A lady who is managing women, doesn't know how to respect husband, doesn't know how to run a home, a mother who can train children, a mother without love. Go to a home, is not a mother by practice, a mother by name. How to manage girls, doesn't know how to love her own daughters. Helping the women's ministry in church, can't manage his own wife and daughter. The daughter can't even approach daddy, and you are helping in the church, talking to the ladies and the girls, and a special program for those who are students, a youth leader, youth pastor, who doesn't have time for the wife and family. We must work on ourselves. See, what is finally communicated to you is making you think. It's an impression. So what I suggest is that think about it critically. Who the person is, the position you are accepting, where you are going, what you're going to do. When you go there, it's going to be nice for you. When I travel here, it's going to be this for me. When I invest in this, it's going to be that. When I live with him, typical relationships. Examine, explore, check, know, be sure, test it, confirm it, get options, plan A, plan B, and get other ideas, second and third opinions, and put it all together. Your expectations, I can talk about 3 aspects of it. Number 1, unfulfilled expectation, when it is not enough. Love not enough, it's not romantic, it doesn't help me, it's selfish. When it comes to money, he's a mess. When it comes to money, he's so selfish, self-centered. You have never been able to have financial intimacy. Money has never brought us together since we married. It is a crisis. And the 2 of them didn't even know. Or the other one, who is the main problem, didn't know how to help him for us to. We are always suspecting each other, not able to disclose what we get to each other. Are you going to die with that? That is horrible. God help you in your marriage or relationship. They didn't tell me all the truth at the beginning. So unloving, unforgiving, always referring to things that are past. It can't go past an offense and move forward. We're always going 100 miles an hour, but in circles. You see, and I'm so disappointed. Disappointed in neatness, organization. Always his or her family, not me. You see, some never even want to move from the family house. Pays attention more to family at Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year, anniversaries and things. Everything has to be me. You see, he's not thinking family. He's doing well in ministry, but more married to the ministry than to the family. More married to the computer and to the gadgets and to the position and to the politics and to his medicine and his accounting, his research, and as a professor and as a transport, more married to his Uber and taxi and transport and limousine. He's a bus driver. He's a presenter on a radio station, and on television. Is more married to television programs and on radio and things, and married to Kisseadoo, to his counseling and prayer and everything. Always fasting and prayer. Even going to a restaurant, he's not there. Can't go and watch any movies. We can't go anywhere and anything. I'm not talking bad movies. But in other words, recreation is horrible. You see, and unromantic. Give initiative to hug and give a kiss to a spouse. It's like World War. You see, lovemaking, he's just there like a piece of wood. You see, just wants children, finish. And that's it. You see, terrible. So your expectations look like dashed on the rocks. Not enough. You see, he doesn't know how to say sorry. You see, he doesn't know how to sit by me even when I'm bathing the baby, I'm cooking, I'm washing. When we are going anywhere, sometimes we fight in the car. Doesn't know how to conversation, sense of humor, flexibility. Oh, man, I'm disappointed. Doesn't know how to give meaningful gifts. Doesn't know how to listen. Horrible. Don't know how to listen? Take time and listen to me, even if I'm foolish. 5% may be right, 95% not. And teach me how to patiently teach. You make me always feel stupid. Expectation. Then secondly, expectations, just enough. It's okay, but we could add more. When you are trying to suggest something for improvement, everything is taken as criticism. So we are at the same level. What I brought into the marriage, I can't go up, and I can't help him or help her to go up, because every suggestion for improvement is taken as criticizing, not appreciating me, always making himself or herself a victim. So if it's a pastor, a leader of a kind in a church, in a community, in the government, in a company, it's terrible. You can't approach him or her. That's why many of us are going, but we could have been better because people couldn't approach us. Now that you are 50, you are 60, some are 70, do you know what you have missed in the past 10, 15, 20, 30 years? People can approach you. Because when anything suggested to you is criticism, you don't appreciate me, and you make yourselves such an emperor, you can approach the man. You see, you can approach a woman, so that they make themselves, hey, don't touch the man of God. Don't touch the man of God. Don't touch the woman of God. Yes, we know. They are not supposed to touch or destroy you. They quote some Psalm 105, Psalm 115, and some Psalms and places. Touch not my anointed. You know, touch not my anointed, Psalm 105, I believe. It's the verse 24 that says, make his people stronger than their enemies. And, you know, and all that. Don't touch my anointed. But don't carry it too far. Don't carry it too far. That people can tell you anything of the way you are doing it for you to improve upon it. It doesn't help. You see, usually if you have a spouse, your spouse should be number one to be able to point out areas of improvement. Just enough. Seek to build upon fulfilled expectation, but you can add more. The third is exceeded expectations, more than enough. Our God is a more than enough God. infinite God. Philippians 4:19. My God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. There's a verse here I like so much. It is 2 Corinthians 9:8. Easy to remember. Not 8:9, 9:8. 2 Corinthians 9:8. It says, and God is able to make all grace. Grace is all that God supplies to meet all your needs. Abound to you, available to you. So that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, wow, you will abound plenty in every good work. That's a verse that talks about all. God is able to make all grace abound you in this relationship as a student, as a worker, someone who is retired, minister, somebody important in the company, in the state, in your profession, in your vocation, in everything. God is able to make all grace abound to you in this marriage, in this courtship. As you wait to marry and no one is coming yet, or someone made you pregnant, didn't marry you, or someone disappointed you, the one traveled and left you, or the one has left home, still not returned, separated, divorced, widow, widower. God is able to make all grace abound to you after the death of your husband or wife. Or your child is gone. It doesn't even come home. You don't know where he is. Or stepchildren you have helped and they're gone. They don't even remember you. See, a husband brought them into the marriage, a wife brought them, and he's not caring. So that in all things, at all times, what are the times you are in now? What are your circumstances? All things. What everything left and right. Physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, marital. Having all that you need now as a student, in the future as a husband or wife, in your dating, courting, in your marriage, what is going on, the sickness, health, building from insurance to savings to current account to business to health to everything. All that you need, you will abound in every good work. You'll be able to still function, produce results that glorify God and satisfy you. Expectations. So, know all these. Are the expectations unfulfilled or just enough or exceeded expectations? Why don't we aim at exceeding expectations? As a professor on campus, they are always talking about, the provost and others are always, president always talk to faculty about exceeding expectations. See, why you give a report every semester and things. What did you do different this semester? What did you do that? And every you have to give a report. It's every semester where I was teaching, they make you tell us what did you do different this semester from last semester. Let us learn to improve upon each other's life. And let us talk frankly. What are your expectations? Because the disappointments and all kinds of things, what we call abuse, sometimes not physical abuse, but emotional or verbal and things abuse. Sensitivity and this is more spiritual. And sometimes when one is not pulling up his or her weight, he sees the other one too much. When one wants to exceed expectations. When you travel with horses and snails, you pull the horses, drag the snails. Create an army. A crowd without a leader becomes a mob. And the skill in creating a community, because you have a sense of community, the dexterity, the skill, the patience, the love to be able to do that. It's a sign of maturity, the ability to handle diversity. Maturity, ability to handle diversity and interruptions will make you that person adaptable everywhere. You become effective. You can touch lives. Judgment Day, how many lives you touched? With everything you did, including what I'm recording, your books, all that you have done. You can have names, attach names to things you do, your books, your everything, your counseling and this, and get all the titles in the world and attach them to your name. But when you get there, the life you touch, who is here because of you? Number two, who became stronger and served God more because of you and all that you did, including your marriage and your dating and courtship, your lovemaking, your children, your parents, your investments, your community, all that God gave you, your anointing, your conferences, your Bible school, and all that you post on WhatsApp and Facebook and this and radio and TV, and you're bragging with it and putting your name on things, whatever it is. Wonderful. Are there human beings being touched? What are the expectations of God for you? And is your spouse expectation fulfilled? Don't try to also impress people. Because when you're trying to impress them without knowing what makes them happy, then the expectation is not fulfilled. Don't just be doing it because I feel like doing it or saw someone doing it to impress. No, 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 no. Learn to humbly know each other more and more and more and more. And then you just give just an example. I think I said it already. It was my wife's birthday. I even almost forgot. Oh man, it's birthday the next day. And I ran to a store. What are we going to buy? I know if I buy too expensive, you will not be pleased. It's not a type who wants so extravagant things. At that time, it wasn't necessary. That's a few years ago. But then she was talking one day. I thought I heard her saying, I need a small umbrella for my bag. She wasn't talking to me. You see, let your antennae, you see, let your feelers, like the animals have, cockroaches and the rest of them, picking out, and you pick it, the radar. I know she also liked face powder. So I went to a Rite Aid store, a Rite Aid pharmacy store, where I know they sell this. And I got a very nice small umbrella, because I need an umbrella for my bag. Then I went in there, and then they gave me a very nice, I think this is Elizabeth Taylor kind of powder. Very nice one. Then I put in the brown envelope. I couldn't even have time to wrap it. The next morning, I said, oh, something for your birthday. Oh, umbrella for my bag. Umbrella, if she remember, because she's listening to this. Umbrella for my bag to work. That is meeting a need. That's not going to create impression. You go and buy some trinket, some diamond ring. It's not going to be the best for that occasion. And God is able to grant you the grace for that time. So be thinking in relationships and things. Your boss, your friend, your neighbor, and this and that. And be that person who will always meet expectations. And find out in your home what works also for both of you in your relationship. Take inspiration and don't try to impress by trying to copy others. Don't also come and pester the life of your partner, wanting the things. And he starts to force to please you and impress you, to exceed expectations. Let your appetite be controlled by the Lord. See, slow down. Let's do it slowly and carefully. But slowly doesn't mean delay too long. See, delay too long before you buy a piece of land, you start building, you start developing. Before you discuss things in details with me, we have to work together. Talk about it, pray about it, and work on your expectations. Don't let your wrong expectations also make you chicken out and pull out easily or become someone who is just there. So when it comes to love making, affection, and this one, because I'm not being satisfied, it is wrong expectation you brought into the relationship. Or you have been spoiled by your parents, or the wrong thing you saw from your dad or mom or whoever trained you, or the media or your friends. Just competition, wanting to be like other people. Don't do that. Let the Lord lead you. Your Lord Jesus guide you. Pray about your expectations. And if it is bringing a fight or it's going to bring a divorce or separation, work on it. And if you're not married, prepare yourself to have the right expectations when you marry one day, or when you get a job one day. If you're a student, you're going to finish school, or expectations of where you are in the home, expecting too much from parents or too much from children, or the person living with you, someone you employed. Don't expect too much from employees or too much from employer, too much from the government or the city, or too much from people. God bless you. Call me in the United States on 1-917-741-0643. 1-917-741-0643. You can call me in the United States also on 1-757-728-9330, but that's a landline. The 917-741-0643 is WhatsApp and cell. My email is kisseadoo@msn.com. Ghana call 020-812-6533. Ghana code is 233. So 233-20-812-6533. 812-6533 for books, for programs, counseling, and prayer, which is free. Anywhere you are in the world, you call us. We are in touch with a lot of people. Okay? And then there's a broadcast on Joy 99.7 FM, Joy 99.7 FM, Accra, Ghana. Saturday mornings is a weekly broadcast, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Family Life. Hope for your family broadcast. Okay? So listen, you can get it anywhere in this world using myjoyonline.com and go to live radio. Go to amazon.com, you can download some Kindle versions of Dr. Kisseadoo's books. The Kisseadoo is Kisseadoo, Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo. I have 3 accounts on Facebook. It's 3 walls, if you want to say that. Okay, Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo. And then Dr. Samuel V, initial in the middle, Dr. Samuel V Kisseadoo. That's a community page, so you just like it. It never gets full. If they say the other ones are full. And then there's a 3rd one, which is Reverend Dr. Kisseadoo. My books in Ghana, go to Challenge Bookstores or call these numbers. If you call me here, I can mail them to you anywhere in the world. May the Lord strengthen you and bless you and help you with your expectations. May your expectations be fulfilled. Proverbs 23:18. Proverbs 23:18. For there is hope for your future, and your expectation will not be cut off, will not be denied you. For there is hope for your future, and your expectation will not be cut off or denied. Your expectation will be fulfilled. Proverbs 23:18. God bless you.